Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Alrighty, hello and welcome F1 race fans. We are here, Elite Aspect F1 Gold League for round 4 of season 1 here in the Baku Street Circuit here in Azerbaijan for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Do have a full qualifying, so Q1, Q2, Q3, and then fortunately this weekend we're going to have a little bit of a double action here for you as we are going to be doing a sprint race this weekend. So Q1, Q2, Q3, then we'll do a little sprint shootout, and then we'll do a feature race after that. So a little bit more track action for us this weekend. We do have Dixie Recht has already retired. What he did is put his setup on, did an outlap, came straight back into the pits and retired because he does have a grid penalty for this week. But we do have a full grid for you. I think if you've noticed some of the other tracks, we do have our lineups out there, but we do have quite a few reserves in here this weekend as well. SMDU Carrot, I noticed, is a little bit different. I think that's Lieutenant Tickle Me. I'm just going to call him Tickle Me. He is also a reserve. Dodoligo is in here as well. A new driver that we have this week as well would be Blade Strange. So SMD, Blade Strange, Tickle Me are new drivers that we have this weekend that I definitely noticed. And everybody else, Death Knockout I believe is a reserve. I don't think he was involved in the last race. But he is here with us this weekend in the Williams. So full grid for us this week. And looks like going to be a fantastic run here. Don't see anything going on as far as weather is concerned to impact this race. I did see AL9226 was just disqualified. It's very unfortunate. I will say this, I hate that. Because what happens is if you miss your braking point and you actually use the runoffs around this track, as soon as you reverse, if you're waiting for someone and you decide to sit there for a minute and you can't reverse back out the track, then it disqualifies you for going the wrong way. So sympathies for AL9226 there. For getting disqualified. That's very, very, very unfortunate. It's just how the game runs here, so that kind of does suck for him. So do apologize to him. He's very, very quick, especially in that Red Bull. I've been talking about the Red Bulls a little bit this season a lot with Kratos and AL. As far as their setups are concerned, maybe it's their setups or just their driving style, but both of them seem to be doing the same thing. They're both in the same car. That rear end is just squirrely for them, but I mean, both of them have been able to handle it. It's not like they're spinning out at all. It just seems like that rear end of the Red Bull here on this game is just mighty, mighty nasty and wants to get away, but they've been doing a great job, and AL has left the session. That's quite unfortunate for him as well, so maybe he just got upset with the game. That's, the way it is sometimes. I would have probably done the same thing, as it has happened to me around here before. So, does it, it's just, demoralizing that you use the runoff, you try to get back on track the right way, and the game just says, you know what, that's not right. So, unfortunate for that. But at the moment, 141-140 for MDJ 2002, who has won a race already and is sitting pretty high up in the standings so far. So he's got the best time out there. Got a couple other, two other drivers, Kratos and Toxic Blades, in the Red Bull and Haas respectively, sitting with the sub 142. But this is only Q1, still plenty of time to go. We still got 13 or 14, maybe even 15 minutes left of qualifying around here to go before we set this grid up. 16 through down will be eliminated here in Q1. So we do have LH Monty, who hasn't even put in a lap yet. He's in 16th right now, so anybody below him will be eliminated after this section. LH Monty, two-time race winner around here in Season 3, last week and the week prior. So he's actually sitting on top of the leaderboard with the Drivers' Championship with 50 points right now. So him and the Alfa Romeos are actually holding on to top spot in the in the constructors championship as well. And then we also have Josh and Younglights in that McLaren. They have done really, really well. Both of them, Josh I think missed a race, but Younglights and Josh both have been finishing, top 8, top 5 for pretty much every race this season, and both of them are in the top 6 or 7 as far as drivers' standings are concerned, and they put that McLaren in second place in the constructor standings. So I do look forward to that. But what we're going to do right now is just hold back a little bit, because not everybody's even put in a lap yet. And what we're going to do is we're going to see a scramble at the end of this for what will be a major who's going to get into the top 15s. So I'm just going to take a break for 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll get back and watch how qualifying progresses. We'll keep on Younglights right now, who is our leader going through the castle section. He's the guy that's gotten us all together, does the invites, hosts the lobbies, and gets the Discord together and everything. So big shout out to him. Do appreciate all his hard work and everything he does, getting the stats together and putting points up on the board and everything. Somebody in the background that you don't see that I should probably give a shout out to, that would be Rita Dragon. She does all of our graphics and designs, so big shout out to her as well. Or I'm assuming it's a her since her name is Rita, but could be a him. Can't assume anything these days and age. But yeah, I think it is a girl. So big shout out to them for doing all the graphics and stuff like that. You'll see them in the Discord and on some of the replay videos that I put up. I use a lot of their graphics, and they've been fantastic, putting up some really beautiful pictures for us to use. And then, of course, Younglights, again, has been doing all the stats and everything and putting that on the website, Formula One game companion, for everybody to go look at. So yeah, I do appreciate that as well, but I'm going to step back for a couple minutes, go wet my palate, and get ready to start this qualifying session. And let's get ready to go here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League Round 4, Season 1, Azerbaijan Grand Prix. I'm Fabregas 115. All right, hello and welcome. We are here with Elite Aspect F1 Gold League for Season 1, Round 4 here at Baku for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We do have a sprint weekend ready for us this week, so that'll be awesome. We're in Q1 with about 5 minutes left to go at the Baku City Circuit. 6.003 kilometers, that's roughly 3.72 miles. We do have the longest straight here, the back straight, the pit straight. Is a good run down into turn 1. 2 DRS zones prior to turn 1 and then again prior to turn 3. Section 1 is the 90-degree left-handers with one little right-hander. Then we get into section 2, which is the tight twisty bits. Up through the castle section of turns 8 through 12, and then the left-handers of turns 13 through 15 through 16. That would be section 3, which has the quick left-right, and then the speed DRS detection zone and the speed trap running all the way back down to the start-finish straight and back into turn 1 to finish a lap. We are joining qualifying with about 3 minutes left. That'll give us about 5 to 6 minutes left, as we do see some of the time set up there. We've got a couple sub-141s with Michael in the Ferrari doing a 140.810. We've got LH Monty, who's our previous 2 race winners, doing a 140.9. MDJ, who won the first race at Bahrain with a 141.140. Young Lights, who is our fearless leader, is doing a 141.468, and then pretty much all the way down through 8th to Toxic Blades. We're doing sub 142s. Did see a couple retirees out there. There is a reason for that. They think that they are safe. This is Q1, so top 15 advance, bottom 16 down will be eliminated out of this. We do have a sprint race coming up after qualifying, Q1, Q2, Q3, then a sprint race, and then we'll do our feature race right after that. We do have Dixie Wrecked, who has retired. He has a grid penalty, so we'll be starting at the back. VDV has not put in a lap yet, but I think he is out there on track, so let's go ahead and run with him, see how he's doing, because I think he's about to put in a lap right now with a 142.407. That puts him up into 11th and makes him safe just ahead of his teammate, CPI 0 at the moment. We did have AL9226, who's had a good season so far at the first 3 races, but he got disqualified from qualifying, probably due to a game glitch. If you use one of the runoffs and then reverse and then stop and wait for somebody to come by and then reverse, it disqualifies you, which is, I mean, so disheartening and so unfortunate. We know he's got pace, and we've seen how well he can race over the past few races that we've been doing here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League. So yeah, unfortunate to see that he got disqualified. It's happened to me before too, in a league race where I was just used one of the runoffs and people were behind me, so I let them pass first before I reversed, and it said I was going the wrong direction for 10 seconds, and it disqualified me. So I mean, that's really a game. You know, they need to fix that in the game. So it's no fault of his, no fault of anybody else's. Just unfortunate that the game. That's the way it takes them. So, yeah, still a lot of drivers need to get out there and put in some laps, so we will start doing that. We've got CPI 0, who I think is coming across the line. He just did a 141.558. That'll make him pretty much safe. Who else do we have out there? VDV, is he putting in another lap? He might be. Death Knockout's on an out lap right now. We'll pick it up with EQZ Quadrille, who is in 15th place. He is a driver at risk at the moment. He's going through the castle section. Wow, his great pace through the castle section. Didn't pull a Charles Leclerc, I am stupid, as he maintained all front wheels going through there, but he was very close to that wall. So using as much of the track as possible, really in control of that car. Very nice to see. Difficult braking zone as we come down to turns 15 and then 16 going down the hill. And with a little bit of off-camber turn into 15. Rear end wants to light up there. So again, yeah, we don't have enough time to really burn these tires up, especially with the first part of the track, Sector 1 and then Sector 3 again. It's a long straight, so you're not really warming those tires up. Definitely not warming the rears up that much. So he is definitely making his way DRS, full ERS, trying to make a good time here. 141.678, that puts him 9th. That should be safe. We've got Blade Strange in the Alfa Romeo. He's going to be the last one to cross the line here. We're actually going to keep on board with him as he's coming up to the castle section in that Alfa Tauri. We'll keep an eye on that timing line, timing screen just up to the right, and see if he can definitely make an impact here as he's doing the 2 fast left-handers, turns 13, 14, and then down the hill into turn 15 again. Difficult braking zone. down into there, and then we'll come up to turn 16, about the 100, maybe 75 meter board. We'll do this nice left-hander, full throttle. Make sure you get turns 18 and 19 right to set it up. So I've seen a lot of people end up in the wall over there at the end of turn 19. Little light right, full throttle left-hander, and then the DRS is right here. DRS detection zone is just after, right before that. So open the DRS, and wow, 140.861. Last one across the line is probably the best place to be as this track evolves. Wow, a 140.861 to put himself second. That's going to knock Death Knockout, Tickle Me, Core Lemon out of Q2. And that's going to do it here for Q1. So Death Knockout, Tickle Me, Core Lemon are out in Q, and then of course Dixie Wreck, who has a grid penalty and needs to start at the back, and then unfortunate for the disqualification of Mr. AL9226 there. We definitely want to get him back into this race. I think he just went to go do a little bit, so we need to make sure we send him an invite before the race starts. But that was an excellent Q1, as we see Michael topping the times at 140.809. 3 drivers all doing sub 140s. That's Blade Strange and LH Monty. 2 Welsh drivers not locking out the top row there. Of course, LH Monty and MDJ are our race winners this year already. LH Monty topping the driver standings with 50 points, winning 2 weeks in a row, both at Australia and I don't know, what was the second race? But then MDJ, of course, winning the first race at Bahrain. So Young Lights showing his pace there in 5th place already. And then another third Welsh driver out here this evening in the the Aston Martin. So, yeah, represent. There you go, guys. As we get ready for Q2 here for Elite Aspect F1 Racing Gold League, round 4 of Season 1. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to leave it late again. We'll probably see some exploratory laps going out there. Who wants to try to put in the time? But again, those drivers that had to use 2 laps to put in, or maybe did put in a little extra fuel and did 4 laps on those soft tires, are going to put on a fresh set and go back out there again. Of course, we do have tire degradation, and the tires that you use, they will be available for the race, so you want to save. You get another soft set, and if you make it into Q3, you get another set of softs. But haven't seen anybody use a medium set of tires yet. I don't think this game even allows you to use hard tires in qualifying, even though they should. But yeah, I think I'm just going to step away for 1 second as we get ready to get into Q2. Let these guys get out there and do an exploratory lap. We'll just ride on with Toxic Blades as he does his first lap out there. Well, actually, I know we're going to switch to the AlphaTauri of Blade Strange, who was the first one out. So he'll be the first one to set a time. I'm just going to step back for a minute, and we'll probably reconvene at about 8 minutes left here in Q2. Alright, hello and welcome back everyone to Elite Aspect F1 Gold League here for Season 1, Round 4 at the Azerbaijan circuit for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at the Baku City circuit. About 6 kilometers, that's about 3.72 miles. We're here for Q2 actually, so we've already done Q1. Loading up for Q2 here, about 8 minutes left to go in qualifying. We do see Josh 2 has already retired without putting in a lap, so he's going to be knocked out. Michael with a 146.24 on those tires, and LH Monty, another race winner, with a 141.105. Probably safe at the moment, but we're still going to see these drivers going out and setting more times. Young Lights did retire with a 141.308, so he thinks he's pretty safe getting into Q3 with that time. But we've got a couple other drivers out there that need to put in laps. We've got Jeff, who in that Mercedes is just rounding turn 15, going down the hill to turn 16 now. See what kind of time he can put in. He has just set the fastest third sector, so that's quite impressive. As you fast left and right hander, need to set yourself up. Watch that wall. Don't want to knock off the left wing, left front wing there. And open that DRS, and let's just full throttle. I would love to see the speed traps up there, but yeah, I mean, upwards of 215 miles per hour. As he sets a time of 142.068, that's going to put him up into 7th for the moment. We are here for Q2, so Q1's already progressed. We lost 5 drivers. 2 of them had grid penalties, so they will start from the back. Yeah, 15 drivers left. Who wants to make it into Q3? We've got a lot of drivers into the pits. A couple drivers have already retired. We've still got Michael, who is coming into the pits now in that Ferrari. So let's see what else we got going out there. VDV, he's on an outlap right now, about to finish up his outlap. So we're actually going to ride on board with VDV here in the Alpine. And we're going to talk about this track just a little bit as he progresses his way through. We'll do a whole track rundown of how they should do this. On those soft tires, so that's perfect. Yeah, definitely wants to set it up. If he wasn't using any ERS on his outlap, he probably wants to hit that now and start this hot lap as he opens that DRS. Let's get up there. Well over 215 miles per hour. About the 150 meter board, we want to brake for this sharp left-hander of 90 degrees into turn 1. Hopefully the driver in front of him gets out of the way. And then about the 80 meter board, then we want to take another brake point for the left-hander. Open that DRS, and we'll take another long run down into turn 3. So this is another overtaking zone that we're going to be looking at. Green flags, that's great. About the 150, 125 meter board is when we want to get those brakes on. And then pull over to the left-hand side here, about the 50 meter board, we want to brake into this right-hand turn. Another 90 degree. And now we'll get ready to start sector 2, which is a left-right-hander. Both almost 90 degrees, very close to the wall there. Stay off the curve because that'll definitely unbalance you going in through turn 6. Quick run down into a very sharp turn 7. You can actually cut that corner just a little bit, but that's probably where we'll see track limits. Avoid it. And then one of my favorite parts of this track, up the hill in through the castle section. So tight, so dangerous, but you want to make sure you stay to the right-hand side and set yourself up for that turn 12 coming out of there. Now it's full throttle, fast left-handers of turns 13, 14, and then really interesting braking zone down into 15. Full throttle, about the 100 meter board, we're going to brake and turn into turn 16, and then it's just cruising the rest of the way. The only thing you need to do here is make sure you get 17 and 18 right as far as setting yourself up for this longest straightaway on the F1 calendar. Blaine Strange, one of our new drivers of reserve, doing a 140.207. That is a fantastic lap from him in the AlphaTauri. Again, DRS open, hot lap, and VDV puts himself up in the 7th place. That should keep him safe for now, but look how many drivers we have on outlaps. We got Toxic Blade on an outlap right now. VDV has just completed his CPI 0. He's up here in turn 5 and turn 6 now, so we'll keep an eye on him, see if he can improve his lap any. Diask, of course, we've been talking about a lot lately. He is just starting his fast lap, coming out of turn 3 there. Turn 2, heading down into turn 3. We've got a lot of drivers on outlaps. So you see the top 4 there. 3 of them have retired already. They think they're safe. But then look how many drivers we have on outlaps. Diask is pulled over. Now, I guess he's not going to worry about this lap. He's going to save those tires, recharge his battery. If he has enough fuel to do another lap, then he will be just fine. But we'd have Dodoligo, Kratos, and SMD Ukari, who is actually a reserve driver. First time he's been racing with us here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League this season. So here he's dropping down into turn 16 now. Let's make sure he gets 17, 18, right? 17, 18, and 19, I'm sorry. You want to stay to the left there, and then maybe you can set up full throttle, almost doing 190 miles an hour already. And then just stick to the right-hand side of this track. Get that DRS open, and then make that run down. I'm looking at these guys' steering wheels, trying to see how they're topping out at 215. So he might have a little bit more downforce on that car than some of the other drivers who were getting up to 216, 217. But yeah, fantastic job there with a 141.707, tying MDJ 2002, who is a race winner here already this season. So definitely got a little bit of pace there. Blade Strange, plenty of pace there. As he's Diaz, Cadril, Dodoligo, and Kratos all on laps. Who's the first one that's going to cross the line? I think it's Kratos is just at the fastest third sector. I think some other people are coming across the line. I'm sorry, I'm going to stick with Kratos for the time. Dodoligo improved to 12th, it looks like. I think Cadril is a little bit behind right now. So we've got 3 more drivers. Who's the Mercedes? Is that Jeff that's just crossing the line? Maybe he didn't improve. But we do have the Red Bull here, 216, 217, almost 218 crossing the line. Puts himself in 4th place. That'll definitely be safe. Let's see. We're looking at Jeff. He is doing a hot lap right now. I think we have a Ferrari of 53. We're definitely going to keep on board with him. He's going to be the first one to cross the line, unless there's a Haas up there. Could that be Toxic Blade? That's about to cross the line. He improves to 140.901. He's definitely had some pace this season as well. A little bit unfortunate events that did happen in the previous races, but he definitely does have pace. So we're going to keep an eye on him, especially throughout this whole race weekend. I think we just had Pit 3 post a fastest second sector. And can he keep it together here as far as this? Let's turn, don't turn, don't turn. Try to minimize that wheel turn as much as you can. Pulling a 138 now under the Rolex sign. Is that going to do it? That's a 141.869. Puts him 11th. That's not going to get him into Q3. We do have Diaz and Dodoligo. They are both close together. It'll be Dodoligo crossing the line first. Is he going to be able... oh, look at that. Hit the curb a little bit. Put the wheels just out. I don't know if that helped or hurt him. Maybe it helped him with a little bit of wheel turn in that front end. But we'll see how that does, how it affects him coming out of turn 16 into turn 17, 18, and 19 now. Get yourself set up. Burn as much ERS as you have. That's the problem with this track. It's so long that you almost, once you get to this point, you are out of battery. So one of the ideas that you want to do is save a little bit somewhere in there. But it looks like Diaz is getting a little bit of a slipstream. He should have pulled over. Nope, he's coming into the pits as well. So that's going to do it here for Q2. Nobody else is going to be able to put in a lap. That's going to do it for Q2. Those are your race guys. Blade Strange with a 140.207, 4/10 clear of Michael there. And then 3/10 separating second and third as well. LH Monty, 2-time race winner here in Season 1 of Elite Aspect F1 Gold League. So him being in 4th place, that's fine. They're definitely safe. And it looks like Kadri, Jeff, Diaz, Dodoligo, and a surprise McLaren of Josh 2, who didn't even put in a time. Must have had a little bit of an incident. Those guys are going to be eliminated here from Q2. So that's going to do it for Q2 here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League here at the Baku City Circuit for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. This is round 4 of Season 1. And we do have a sprint race weekend coming up. So very cool that we're going to get to see a lot of track time out there. Again, the 2 Welsh drivers, Blade Strange and Michael, put it on the front row. Of course, that's not set in stone as of right yet, but you see those gaps, 1.5 seconds separating 1 through 10. I expect to see that come down, and I will say that it's pretty cool that we see MDJ and SMD both setting the exact same time. MDJ did it just 1 lap earlier, so he's going to be in front right now. But yeah, it's just so cool to see the exact same times posted up there on a leaderboard. So those are the top 10 drivers. They're going to make it into Q3, and in just a little bit, we will be getting underway. And yeah, 12 minutes left to go. Pretty much 2 quick runs at it. And we'll see how these drivers get on and who wants to put themselves on the front row for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold. Alright, hello and welcome back F1 race fans. We're here, Elite Aspect F1 Gold League, round 4 of Season 1 at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here at the Baku City Circuit. Just getting into Q3, about 8 minutes left here, as we see some drivers putting in times already. We've got a couple drivers up sub 141s as riding on board with Kratos in that Red Bull. He is pushing hard right now, hitting top speeds of 215, 216 miles an hour across the line. Puts himself fourth with a 141.353. This is Q3 of our race here, so only 10 drivers left. Young Lights is already retired. Not sure what happened. He didn't put in a time, so he will definitely be 10th place to start the sprint race that we're having this weekend. So it is a sprint race weekend. We're going to have two races, one 9-lap race to start out. A quick little sprint. No tire changes required. Everybody's going to put on whatever set they want to put on. I'm thinking a set of softs can do it, but might be proactive and reasonable, and people start on the medium compound tires. Again, they do get a couple extra sets just because it is a sprint race weekend, and anybody who got into Q3 got an extra set of softs for Q3. Just that's the way it works. A lot of drivers into the pits. I will tell you, Blade Strange in that Alpha Tauri, he's been setting some very good laps already, as he's already invalidated this lap. So he's just cutting corners. I think he's just trying to hurry up and get back to the pits. I don't really see anything wrong with that, especially with only 10 drivers out on track and nobody around him. So I don't know, is he going to dive into the pits or is he going to set this one up? If he is going to set it up, he needs to make sure he's got the ERS to burn. He's still charging. So I think he's going to come into the pits, put on a fresh set of boots, and get back out there. So this is where we bake the muffins, ladies and gentlemen. Q3, top 10 drivers. How fast can they go? Where are they going to start? Kratos should be coming in. And then we've got a couple drivers, look like. Nope, looks like we're going to have every driver in the pits. And then I would say with about 3 minutes left to go, we're going to see all these guys release. This track evolution is a thing, so this track has evolved. Track tips goes up, tires just get in, there's more rubber on track, there's more grip out there. But I mean, just look at that difference between MDJ and LH Monty. Those are our two race winners. MDJ winning the first race in Bahrain, Monty winning the second race in Australia, and the second race at Saudi Arabia, and then again last week at Australia, LH Monty pulled out a race win. So fantastic drive from him so far. MDJ, a race winner as well in Bahrain. Those are actually the top of our leaderboard as far as the Drivers' Champions is concerned. I believe it is Alfa Romeo sitting top spot in the Constructors' Championship. And then, well, we got to look at the McLarens. Josh, who crashed out or retired in Q2, and then again, now we have Young Lights, who's been qualifying in the top 4, top 5 for every race this season. I think he was on pole at Bahrain, to be honest with you. So, interesting to see him already out in Q2. We do have the Alfa Romeo out on track, it looks like. So that's Blade Strange, who honestly has had some great pace. He's a reserve driver. This is the first race he's done here with us for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League this season, as he is a reserve. But yeah, in that AlphaTauri, he's been pretty quick, pretty impressive. So I think he was topping the marks there in Q1 and Q2 on those soft compound tires. AlphaTauri will be rebranded next year into something else. So if anybody knows or wants to comment in the comment section what they think might be what AlphaTauri is going to rebrand them for. I saw something funny the other day. They're going to call it a sugar-free Red Bull. That's pretty funny. Or Red Bull Light. I think that one's funny too. But he's the only one out on track right now. He's doing an outlap. VDV is on an outlap. Michael is on an outlap. And then we should see all the other drivers peeling out. But it's going to be Blade Strange in that AlphaTauri, who did top Q1 and Q2 as well. So he's definitely got pace in that Red Bull-powered Honda unit as right now. I guess. I think it's the Red Bull power unit is what we're calling it these days. It's no longer Honda, but Honda wants to get back in and is maybe going to partner up with somebody in 2025 or 2026, I think. So that's when the regulations change again. But yeah, we're going to keep up with Blade Strange at the moment. So he's going to be the first one to put in a flying lap. So as he's just crossing it now, we'll start to see that time go on. Using as much of the track as you can down into turn 1, and then a strict braking zone into turn 2. All these 3 left-hand 90-degree turns to finish up sector 1. It is a long run. This will be another overtaking zone during the race. about the 150, 125 meter board is where we want to brake going into turn 3. Then go over to the left-hand side, about the 75 meter board. This is a tough right-hander. If you get it wrong, you're definitely going to end up in the wall, or you're going to have to use the escape road there. Then left-right of turns 4 and turn 5, we'll start sector 2. And yeah, turn 7 is just nuts, as you can use a little bit of that curve, and if you get it right, you'll definitely increase by a couple tenths. Then up through the castle section, always tight, very, very weird, but you want to set yourself up for this final turn and get the best exit out of turn 12 that you can, because it's just flat out through here with these fast left-handers of 13 and 14. And then weird braking zone right there at the flashing light there is when you want to brake to get down into turn 16. But that downhill line just makes it really, really tough on the drivers. It's blind. And then another left-hander to set up the final sector here. As he puts full throttle down, all you want to do is stay to the right and then take this turn, late apex to the left, so you can set yourself up for this fast right-hander. Got a little bit of a slipstream here, so this is definitely going to increase his pace, as he's already over 210 miles an hour. Now opening the DRS, he's going to reach 217, 218, 220 miles an hour almost, to put it second place with a 140.343. I think he was kind of battling there with that the Aston Martin SMD. I'm not quite sure why that happened, but yeah, I think he was going to start a lap, one was finishing a lap. So interesting to see that, how that worked out. Who's going to be next to cross the line? And we're going to see a Williams here of VDV. Oh, no, I'm sorry, an Alpine VDV who is about to cross the line. This will be his first time that he's put in. 135 when he opened that DRS. Is he going to be able to make the run down? Will he be a sub 142? It looks like it. The 141 flat almost. That puts him up into 5th place. Fantastic race from him so far. And then we've got a Ferrari. Michael, who I think just set the fastest second sector of the race. This track does evolve, and it's going to continue to do so. But it is, if anybody's not on lap now, they're not going to be able to complete another one. Is Michael going to be able to improve? He does, with a 141 flat. So that's a time to beat for anybody who is out there. Who's the next one across the line? Looks like we've got Alpine of CPI 0 moves up to 6th. We've got the Alfa Romeo of LH Monte moves up to 2nd, and a Red Bull, where'd he go? Kratos up to 4th. We've got the Haas of Toxic Blade, who has shown some pace around here, actually, already. His teammate MDJ sitting 5th place. What's Toxic Blade's going to be able to do? He doesn't improve, so 141.018, and then SMD pulls out a 141.311. We still have MDJ. He moves up to 4th place with a 146.72. And then the last person that's going to be able to cross the line and improve will be VDV and that Alpine. But it looks like he's already backed off a little bit. So I think he's content with that 141 flat. That was an impressive lap as well. But no, we got to talk about Michael pulling it out right at the death with the last lap that he could do. 140.1 flat. I mean, how close is that to breaking the 140 and doing a 139 something around here? That is ridiculously quick, especially around here. But then you look at 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th place, all separated by less than 4/10 of a second. And even going on through all the way to 9th place. I mean, these guys are close. So I think we're going to have a fantastic run here at the Azerbaijan Circuit Grand Prix here at the Baku City Circuit for this round 4 of Elite Aspect F1 Season 1 race. We are going to have a sprint race, so 9 laps to come after Q3, and then we're going to do a feature race. So going to be a long race going on. So expect, 35 laps. We're going to do 2 races here. So it should be really, really interesting to see. And I'm not sure, wherever you finish in the sprint race is where you're going to start the feature race. I'm not sure if that's the way they're doing it in this 2023 version of F1. Because that's not the way they're doing it now in F1. So you have 2 separate qualifyings. But I think with the one qualifying format, yeah, it should be like a sprint shootout. You qualify, and then you should do the sprint shootout, and where you finish in the sprint shootout is where you start the feature race. I'm thinking. But again, I'm not quite sure. So we're just going to take a screenshot of this. and then get underway if we need to test anything and go forwards. But yeah, Young Light's starting 10th place. I'm pretty sure he would have put himself in the mix there between, at worst, 3rd through 6th. Because he had the pace, he was doing right around the high 140s, low 141s. So I would have thought that he would have put himself up there. Yeah, but starting 10th, hey, get a little bit, and his teammate though with Josh too as well. The reason I mention Young Lights a little bit more than everybody else is because he is the guy putting this all together and taking care of all the races and getting the Discord together and doing the lobbies and keeping us informed and doing all the stats and uh, points and races and all that. So he's doing a phenomenal job with that. While we are on a break too, do want to give a shout out to Rita, who is our uh, graphics coordinator. She does all the graphics for everybody, especially in the Discord. When you see me post the replays on my YouTube channel, Fabregas115, please like and subscribe. Um, she does all the graphics that I post in those videos. Anything that's you're going to see in the Discord as far as standings and what's going on, she does all that too. So big shout out to her. We do thank her for being involved in this. So I will tell you, from my point of view, Elite Aspect F1 Gold, I mean, we're going to have a silver, we're going to have another league, this, that, and the other. We are going to do, so yeah, just keep involved with all that. We're going to have a silver league, I do believe, so we'll do a race on a different day. As long as we keep increasing drivers, we've got about 35 drivers already. 15 of them are reserves, which we definitely need, because we see some drivers are not be able. And again, we've got new drivers out here: SMD, Blade Strange, lots of different new drivers out here today that haven't raced yet. So we are on a formation lap. We are doing broadcast formation, just because we're getting the lobby glitch where if somebody doesn't line up correctly, it boots them out of the lobby and it just messes up the whole thing. So that's the way we're rolling right now. But yeah, we do have Michael on pole position for the sprint race, and we're about to get underway. I'll say it one more time before we get started. Elite Aspect F1. This is Gold League at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in the Baku City Circuit, round 4 of Season 3. I don't know why we have a Aston Martin pulling off. Oh, please. Nope. Now he's starting his formation lap. All right. Nope. Then he turns around. Well, he's ghosted, so who cares? All right. Well. All right, lights out and away we go here for the sprint race here for the Azerbaijan Circuit in F1 Elite Aspect Gold. I've seen a lot of drivers retiring. I think something happened. I think we got another glitch here as far as it's concerned. So I need to check the Discord and we will see what is going on. I'm going to keep the stream going. So anybody in the stream that is watching, let's just stick with us for a little bit. Everybody just get out of the lobby. We're going to recreate the lobby. We're going to put everybody in their positions that they're supposed to be in, and we will start a sprint race and then the feature race. So the whole start will be right. We'll have everybody in the right positions. So that's the issue that we're dealing with again this week. So I do apologize to everybody. It is nobody's fault except for the people who make the game. They just can't seem to get it right, and which is unfortunate, but we'll get there. I can't do anything. Okay, there we go. Alright, so yeah, everybody stay on the stream. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to stick with the stream. I'm just going to join the new lobby, and we'll get set underway. All we got to do is really look at what happened in the stream where everybody finished, progressed, and get back at it. If it works. So, unfortunate, but is what it is. Alright, so make it take a minute for them to be able to set the grid properly. Let me go ahead and send him a message. I at least have the top 10. And just let him know. And what we will do... This probably isn't going to work that well, but we'll see. Alright, so I just sent the grid order, and yeah, in just a minute we should be good to go. Once we get all the drivers back in here, he will reset the grid for us. And we will get back on our way. All right, looks like we're about to get underway here, so no rest for the wicked, I guess. There will be no qualifying. There we'll just set the grid order and get underway here for. We'll do a formation lap, and then we'll get underway for the sprint race, and that'll set us up for the feature race of 26 laps. So lots to happen here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League here for round 4 of season 1. All right, anybody who's watching, we are not going to have a formation lap because that appears to be one of the biggest issues. So no formation lap. Just going to get underway here. Thing. All right, we're going to get underway here. 5 red lights and away we go. Looks like Michael got off really well there. LH Monty might be under pressure here from Blade Strange in the Alfa Romeo. We had the other Haas of MDJ dive down to the inside. Didn't quite get there, but well done. And we do have some stuff chaos in the background there. We think Death Knockout and Jeff might have got hit a little bit. Let's go back up to the leaders and see what's going on up here, especially a little bit further back. We already have a caution, and that is a full course caution. And it looks like we have a safety car already, as I do see the safety car exiting the pits. However, we didn't lose anybody. So this is just for debris. I see Death Knockout and Jeff must have had a little small minor collision there, but both of them lost a front wing. As we do see Josh is still holding on to his front wing. Dixie Wreck all the way up to 17th already, starting in the back. AI and the Red Bull up to 15th already. Did he have some damage on his front wing as well? I couldn't quite tell. But looks like the top 3 to 4 have definitely stayed in position. And yeah, we've got a full course caution here, safety car. So those guys are going to come around and it'll be just fine. And we'll get that going in just a minute. So stick with us here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here at the Baku City Circuit. This is round 4 of season 1. I'm Fabregas115, bringing commentary to you live. We're going to pick up the safety car, probably do 1 lap unless we get a bunch of pit stops for some reason. It is only a sprint race, so I would assume that the guys would change their wings. So it might be 2 laps of safety car to have them caught back up, but we will definitely see here. As everybody's under a delta at the moment, they cannot exceed a certain delta, so they're all, subject to being under a certain pace. They're going to definitely try to warm up those tires. I think I saw one driver on soft tires that was going to gamble, see if they could get a little bit more out of them, especially at the end of Sector 1 and into Sector 2. Yeah, that could work actually out for them. But at the end of the race, they're definitely going to be sliding around a little bit more with that rear end, and the front right is going to be not happy, that's for sure. But yeah, we'll see how this race progresses. We do have the safety car. We picked up the safety car now, and yeah, we'll be back at it in just a minute. Alright, so yeah, as predicted, we're going to have 2 laps of the safety car. And just waiting for Jeff to get caught back up with the back of the pack, as him and Death Knockout lost their wings in turn 1 at the start of the race, which is, you know, kind of expected almost here at the Baku circuit. Yeah, while we're here, we'll go ahead and look at some of the position changes. We do see AL 9226 is up 5 places. I'm sorry. Core Rimmon up 4 places as well. Dixie Wrecked up 2 places. We did see Diask move up 3 places up there into the top 10. I believe it'll be the top 8 that'll score points here. And there you see it. Some people did start on the softs. Toxic Blade, the highest one up there. The safety car should be told it's going to come in this lap. We do hope. Anything else? No penalties, obviously. Safety car is going to be in this lap, so we'll get rid of this. And we are about to be underway here, as it is Michael in that Ferrari, who's going to lead us out. Whenever he decides to go, anybody else can, as long as he does not pass the timing line of the start-finish straight before the safety car. Once the safety car pulls into pits, it should be okay. And then nobody can pass again until that timing line into turn 1. So those are the rules. They must be followed. Yeah, just kind of weaving back and forth. Get a great shot of it, of all the drivers in a line just trying to wait. Hopefully we don't see any issues in the back there. Everybody pay attention to what you're doing. As the safety car is across the timing line, he is free to go. We get the slipstream. Everybody might see something down into turn 1. We've got the Red Bull pulling out. Nope, everybody's going to brake at the right time. What do we see going on at the back? Nothing. Oh, we did see a McLaren almost go try to go to the inside of the medium tires. Now we've got the Williams of Core Limron. Looks like he was almost on the inside. He is on the inside of the Red Bull. He's going to make a lunge down there. Left plenty of space. Absolutely, Core Limron taking a very good line. Oh no. And Dixie Wreck just hit a Red Bull of AL. That was unfortunate. I don't think that was too major. I think that was just a little bit of contact at the wrong point, and that's going to bring out another caution flag. So AL is going to be out of this session, and then, yeah, we're definitely going to see a couple penalties up there, but a new safety car is going to be out for these 9 laps here at the Baku City Circuit. So yeah, we're at the moment we're still letting the safety car go round. It is not coming in this lap, so we're still waiting for the Alfa Romeo of Dixie Wrecked to pick back up. Now we're getting penalties for ignoring yellow flags. I'm not sure how that works, but yeah. So one more lap of safety car on 5 of 9, about to start 6 of 9. So we're gonna have a pretty much a 3-lap shootout here to finish up this race here, the sprint race here for Elite Aspect F1. And yeah, I mean, it's been an interesting race so far. I think I've watched them go around slowly more than I've watched them actually race. So it looks like CPI 0 gave the position back, but now he's in the pits. So that's kind of interesting. I think he got a 5-second penalty he needed to serve anyway. VDV hasn't. No, maybe it wasn't CPI 0. VDV does have a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. Not sure if he was going too fast there, but I mean, if he wasn't on the back of somebody, if he passed somebody, I understand that and give the position back. Yeah, that's understandable. But at the same time, if he was just, I mean, you can't go but so fast. You're behind the safety car, so. So we're just watching the cars go around slowly. Behind the safety car. Here for a sprint race. And hopefully we won't see the same thing happen here when we get into the feature race. Still same thing. Michael leading the pack. LH Monty, a race winner 2 times already this season. Sitting in second. Blade Strange in that AlphaTauri, who is a reserve. This is his first race. Putting up a strong showing there, already in third. Make sure you keep an eye on Kratos both, and MDJ in that Haas sitting in 5th. He's a race winner already and has shown his pace. You got Young Lights in 11th, who obviously is very, very quick. We've seen that in qualifying. Josh too, as well, sitting in 16th. That other McLaren. So, unfortunate that it was Tickle Me, sitting in 19th right now, the DNF'd. He is a reserve, and this was his first race here with us. Very unfortunate to see him out, because I thought he had pretty decent pace. He did make it into Q2, and yeah, it's just unfortunate as a reserve driver. But stick with us. This is only a sprint race, and we're going to have a feature race in just a few minutes after we complete these next 3 laps, if we can do them without caution. And let's get underway as we keep on board with Michael here, weaving back and forth, getting those medium tires, getting them into temperature, getting them into a working range, trying to work those brakes as well. That's the biggest problem with these. You can get your tires warm, but then going into turn 1, there's no braking zone or anything to set it up, so you really can't warm your brakes either. And I think that's probably one of the biggest issues that we have here at Baku, is that warming your brakes, you've probably much got to overheat them in Sector 2 so that you can actually have them ready to start braking in Sector 1, Turn 1. But nope, Michael is away in that Ferrari, as we want to take a good look at all of these guys running down into Turn 1. Is anything else going to happen? We took a good look at him. Anything else in the batter? We see a Red Bull spinning out in the back there, and now there are 4, 5, 6 wide going into Turn 2. We did have a little bit of contact with somebody in there. We've got a Williams down the inside. We've got some other stuff going on. There is a caution. Nope, and there's a Williams that just hit the wall. He's lost a front end plate as well. We've got Death Knockout dropping back positions. CPI 0, VDV, they must have had a collision of some kind because VDV is now all the way at the back. We've got position changes going on in the midfield pack. I think we just saw another wreck just happen there in the background, so that's really unfortunate. Was that core limit? Was that Death Knockout? Not sure what just happened there. As I thought it was a Williams, as we're on board with Cadrill in that other Ferrari. He is all over the back of Young Lights, up to 8th place, Young Lights is, and I think everybody is kind of funneled into their own kind of thing here, as we do see the fighting of Josh 2 and Core Lemon, but he had somebody on the inside of him as well, and now they're 3 wide, 4 wide going into, nope, that's a safe run. Saw that one. We've got cars sideways up through the castle section. We've got 2 drivers that took the escape road. Josh was one of them. Dixie Wreck was one of them. He's trying to get out of here, and it's pretty much doing Austin Powers 21-point turn to get out of there. Very unfortunate to see that. We still have a caution out there. We don't have a safety car as of yet. I'm not sure if they want to do anything We haven't even seen DRS around here yet because we haven't been able to. Maybe we'll do it on the final lap. We'll see DRS and we'll get a drag race down to the end with Michael, Monty, and Blade Strange. So that would be nice to see. But I'm just going to keep it up here with the front run runners because that's really everything that we need to see. So let's go ahead and back it down on to LH, Monty, and Blade Strange, since those are the drivers that are so close together, and we actually might see a battle going on between them. I mean, it is the thing. What's unfortunate is we've got, you know, Michael, whose pace around here is just fantastic. But yeah, I mean, is it even worth fighting if you're not even in the top 12 at this point? Because you don't get points if you're not in the top 8. And then you're just fighting for position when it comes to qualifying for the next race, as we've got an Alfa Romeo around. So that's LH Monty. He spun around somehow. Looks like he reset the track up through the castle section of the top 3. Blade Strange, phenomenal pace. I think he'd be up there challenging Michael at the moment if he wasn't caught back behind a couple other drivers. But then again, behind him, we're going to keep on these two because this is going to be a fantastic race going on with these two. Oh, a little bit of wall contact there. I think he just bounced his tire off. But that's going to hurt as far as his pace coming out of this. I think he but yeah, now that we've got Blade Strange, MTJ, and SMD care. So Blade Strange and SMD, two new drivers here under the reserves. They are throwing on a show here. Do love to see this. All 3 of these drivers putting on the show for us here, as we do have MDH getting past Strange, just getting his nose ahead as Blade Strange was, oh no, and there's a contact, and there's a wreck. So CPI 0 putting in the fastest lap there. He's in 9th place. He needs to get a groove on here in just a minute. SMD and MDJ came together a little bit there, so not sure what happened. They were trying to go 3 wide there. I know Blade Strange was on the outside and was fast and did pass, and then one of them was defending, so I think it was trying to get out of the way of the pit lane entrance, and yeah, it's contact, and yeah, I'm sorry that happened. And MDJ, did he get damaged? Doesn't look like it, so maybe he can carry on. That puts LH Monty up into 4th place. This is really where the battle should be happening right now. Is 4th and 5th. LH Monty and MGJ, they are 1st and 2nd in the Drivers' Championship. So whoever finishes first between those two drivers is really, you know, who benefits the most. As we have SMD and Blade Strange, that's another good battle going on. Jeff has now retired, so he's going to drop down quite a little bit. Looks like that was in turn 7 that he had an issue. That's just before the castle section. That Mercedes has been taken off already, and yeah, we are getting ready to. Is this the final lap of our sprint race? So I think that's going to be it for our sprint race. I mean, that happened so fast, even though we had safety car, safety car, safety car. I will say that Blade Strange, SMD, both of those finishing 2nd and 3rd here, showing great pace. Going down to the line and the finish here. We're actually going to ride on board with MDJ, who's only 4.5 tenths, now 4 tenths, 4.5 tenths, getting closer to 3 tenths. Is it going to be a drag race to the end? Does he have the DRS to burn? No, but we still have 1 lap to go, so. No, that's actually going to do it for that finish. I thought that might be a drag race between those two, and those are our top spots for it. But yeah, that's going to do it for the sprint race. Yeah, a little bit disappointing, I'd have to say, as a commentator myself and as a fan. Yeah, not very interesting, but we'll see how this shakes up the field as we go forward. Congratulations to Michael in that Ferrari. Was in first, maintained first, kept first, and stayed out of danger. Blade Strange and SMD, they definitely moved up a few spots there, so good on them, especially showing their pace here as first-time drivers here in Elite Aspect F1 Gold. So yeah, we'll see what's going on. And yeah, hopefully somebody learned something here, and as soon as we get into, I don't know how Josh 2 is driver of the day. Maybe, yeah, I don't know where he finished, but yeah, it looks like we're going to go straight into the feature race, so let's get it going. Well, there's our finishers for the sprint race. 3 Welsh pulling out the podium, so that's kind of interesting to see. And then, of course, you see LH Monte and MDJ pulling up 4th and 5th, respectively. Those are our leaders as far as Drivers' Championship is concerned. So a couple extra points there for the Alfa Romeo. The Haas and MDJ, he picked up. He's not going to fall too far behind. He's definitely going to want to do something here. Josh, he got Driver of the Day because he started way at the back and finished 10th. So good on him for doing that. But that's the race results for the sprint race here at the Baku City Circuit for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, Round 4, Season 1 of Elite Aspect F1 Gold. And we're going to get right back into it here in just a second. Hopefully we don't have any more issues going forward as far as lobby glitches. But yeah, here at Baku, we're pretty much guaranteed to have some tough racing, some tight racing, a little bit of contact here and there, and that is expected. But that's the thing, as soon as there's some sort of debris, we get a safety car. But anyways, for the feature race, here we are, Elite Aspect F1 Gold, 5 red lights, 5 red lights, away we go. Michael got away just fine. Blade Strange takes over the lead going into turn 1. We still have a bunch of funneling going on down at the back. Nobody's really made contact. As we get into turn 2, somebody forget to brake. We've definitely seen a couple positions change there. We do have some contact. We do have a caution out already. Toxic Blades. And both the Haas. No, everybody looks like they're okay. We've got MDU Carrot trying to get down the inside. All of them on the hard tires. And we have a virtual safety car. A virtual safety car has been deployed here on the first lap of the feature race for the Baku City Circuit for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold. So, a virtual safety car, you must reduce pace to within 70%. You must reduce your pace by 30%, I guess, however you want to call it. Yeah, interesting tire strategies out there. We see a lot of drivers on the hard compounds. And, yeah, to me, that's just kind of backwards thinking because I would think that the safety cars would come out. So, let's put it on. But virtual safety car has ended. And we are back underway here at the Baku City Circuit. We've got both McLaren sitting 6th and 7th right now. That's fantastic for them. LH Monte, who's top of the standings, sitting 4th at the moment. SMD, who's a new driver in the Aston Martin. Blade Strange took over the top spot already. Michael in that Ferrari, who won the sprint race, now chasing down Blade Strange, who's had phenomenal pace so far. But Josh on that Ferrari is already thinking about slipstream, already thinking about when DRS gets enabled. Hits the brakes early, of course, right behind the driver, but then gets a better exit out of turn 1. He's got his teammate right behind him, though, to worry about as well. We do have some other things happening at the back as Dixie Wreck and Toxic Blade both pit. Now we have another virtual safety car for some reason. I didn't see anything happen, so I apologize for that. So virtual safety car, that means every driver reduces the pace by 30%, so they only can travel at 70% race pace, and they just have to slow down. And the problem with that is, if they make one mistake and go a little bit too fast into another sector or a new timing line, new timing zone, then they're going to be in trouble. So we'll keep it up here with the leaders. Blade Strange on those medium compound tires is the leader at the moment. no safety car. He's got a bunch of drivers on the hard compounds right behind him, and that seems to be the strategy, medium to hards. But we saw a lot of drivers put on the hard tires at first. Maybe they just want to get rid of them and then put on the mediums and see if they can take them the rest of the way, because I think that is possible as far as this circuit is concerned. But we are about to lose the virtual safety car, I think. Is that going away now? Or come on, let's go. Because this only thing this does is keep the field exactly where it was. You see everybody on a timeline from 1st to 11th is within 1 second of each other. And this does not take away the DRS zones at all. So virtual safety cars are much better than full safety cars. We are back underway, it looks like. Yep, there we go. Back underway. DRS will be enabled on this lap, not right here, and that's where Michael would want to take advantage. Monty, SMD, all of them would want to take advantage. They're going to get into that slipstream right now, and we're just going to back down on to second place because this is a great fight to be able to watch here as we go forward. DRS is enabled. DRS detection zone is passed. They are going to get DRS after turn 2, going into turn 3. We're going to see how these drivers react to that. So we'll probably pop it right here in the middle as you see those wings open. Who's going to get the pace? Everybody under DRS, the one as at risk is Blade Strange at the moment, but everybody has kind of put themselves into a DRS chain, and it's all about who's going to be faster going into something. We saw the Aston Martin of SMD Carrot try to maybe make a move on LH Monty there, but that quite didn't work. Just not enough time. So we'll see these drivers continue on as they are through the rest of this lap, I do believe. And then, yeah, once that happens, we're going to see a big change. Are we going to see multiple moves going down? What are the setups like? Who's got less wing? Who's got less drag? Who's going to really be able to use that DRS and that power unit, and the fact that they don't have anything going in the straight? We do have a yellow flag in Sector 2. And now we have a virtual safety car, which just kind of ruins all the momentum that we were just making, and that's really unfortunate. So nobody can pass anybody. It's a virtual safety car, and everybody has to kind of bunch back up. I mean, this game still looks good. But I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant right now as far as nothing to do with the drivers that are in this lobby, nothing to do with the quality of the racers that are out there. The game looks beautiful, but the game doesn't work. The safety cars that they put out, wrong timing. The amount of virtual safety cars, even when you turn them on low. The performance of the vehicles as far as tire wear, fuel burn, all that is not the same. None of it's right. You still get kicked out of lobbies. You can't have a formation lap. There's so many things that are wrong with the game itself. And all we want to do is get in here and enjoy racing and have fun. And even myself, I'm not even racing. I want to have fun commentating. And I usually do. But it's just like this. They just grind your gears a little bit. It's just like, I mean, they just take the fun out of it for everybody, and you know it, you feel it. You can just, it just sucks the life out of it. You can feel the whole, everything just deflates in 1 second as soon as you see, like, you're gonna get a good race and then a safety car's called for really no reason at all. And yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. But no, we're going to get back into this racing. LH Monty still in second place. He could win this race, and that will definitely put him far and above the driver's standings as we see, MDJ has dropped down out of the points into 11th, but making up spots as well. As the good news that it was a virtual safety car, now we have a safety car. Not sure what happened. Might have been the Mercedes of Jeff at the back, or Dixie Wreck. Did he have an issue? Something must have happened, and now we have a full course caution safety car. So, safety car coming out. He will line up just after turn 2. And I'm Fabregas115. I will be right back with you once we get underway after the safety car. Alright, so we're assuming that the safety car is going to come in this lap. We are 6 of 26 laps done. We've had a couple virtual safety cars and now a full safety car. We'll pick up with the leader of LH Monty now, who, not sure if somebody pit. I thought Blade Strange was in the lead. Just past in sector 2 now. Race control safety car in this lap. We're going to let that safety car go ahead and speed as fast as it can, as the drivers behind are just going to warm those tires up, keep them as warm as possible. Here's the interesting fact though. They don't have any good braking zones in between here and the finish line. So who's going to be good on the brakes? Who's going to be strong on the brakes? Who's going to be better on the brakes? Who's not going to be good on the brakes? Two things I do want to point out. Blade Strange, SMD, sitting second and fourth respectively. Those are two new drivers here as far as they are reserves. So fantastic job from them being as far up the grid as they are. And then we have Josh 2 and Young Lights in fifth and sixth. They are sitting second in the constructor standings, and both of them pretty high up in the driver standings. So let's see how they do it. LH Monty sitting first in the driver standings as he gets us underway again. Blade Strange pulling out. Why do we have a sector? Why is there? Okay, so we're all good. We're all good. We're going underway. Probably some things happening at the back. We'll want to keep all these drivers up at the front. We know Michael has had great pace around her so far in that Ferrari. We see CPI 0 getting past Josh. I think Josh might have had a little bit of issue there at the restart, so we'll definitely take a look at his McLaren in just a bit. We do have a caution in Sector 1. Looks like an AlphaTauri and a Haas have come together. That's Dota Ligo and Toxic Blades, it does look like. So we'll see if they can both continue to get going. We do have a caution there, so if they drop some end plates or it's a little bit of carbon fiber on the ground, we'll see what happens. But we're definitely keeping up with these drivers up front. We'll definitely drop back just one or two drivers so we can make sure we can see everything behind. Very hard to get good angles here at Baku, but Michael is all over the back of Blade Strange. He's on those hard compound tires, where the AlphaTauri of Blade Strange is on the medium. Monty taking control of this race. We do have an issue in Sector 2 as well. Core Limrun has dropped all the way back. And Toxic Blades and Dota Ligo as we get a move from Diask over VDV a little bit. And Dixie Rect has dropped back just one spot there as we are now getting into the slipstreams. We're actually going to ride on board with Michael here. Looks like he might have got a better exit. No, AlphaTauri is pulling away a little bit, but we've seen that Ferrari in that slipstream been able to do well. He's going to dart to the inside of SMG, but SMD is also got past Blade Strange as well. Oh no, and it looks like Michael tipped his back wheel on the exit of turn 1, and that allowed Blade Strange to come by, and that's going to bring on a safety car. I'm not sure why. Is that Toxic Blades who's out? I don't see the Haas anywhere, but that does bring out another safety car here on lap 8 of 26 here. So again, another safety car. And, yeah, we'll just have to deal with that. So they'll go around the circuit, they'll pick up the safety car, and probably do another lap. I think anybody who just pit is probably in good position here. They'll be able to get past the safety car, catch up to the back of the pack, and then we might see some of the other drivers, especially anybody on medium compound tires, they might decide to change, put on a set of hards, and go to the end of this race if they can. That's one of the interesting, strategy aspects that I've been seeing. A lot of these guys starting on hard tires, especially around a circuit like this. I would think that you would put on the softest compound tires you can, because you're inevitably going to see a safety car. And that just optimizes your pit window. So we'll just keep on going. I'm trying to keep an eye on the Discord too and what people are talking about. If we need to do something strange as far as do a new lobby or anything. But no, it doesn't look like it. We've just got a safety car, and that's what we're going to deal with. So all the drivers are going to get around. We did have a couple drivers pit early, right before the safety car, and I'm assuming we're going to have some drivers maybe pit now under the safety car, and then we'll go through and see what these drivers are doing, because you can pass as long as you enter the pit lane. Yeah, we've got a lot of drivers pitting, so they're going to have to pick up the pace and get back behind the safety car. So I don't think we will be back on the way until starting of lap 11. So I'm going to take a break. I'm Fabregas 115 here for round 4 of Elite Aspect F1 Racing Season 1 here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at the Baku City Circuit. We've had a couple safety cars, a little bit of controversy going on with the lobbies and stuff like that, but that's expected. You know, EA and Codemasters. Yeah, well, we love the game. We want the game to do well, but it seems like, you know, it's no fault of ours, no fault of any of the drivers. You just want to race, you want to race hard, you want to have fun, and then the game glitches, or they have stupid safety cars, or stupid disqualification rules, and it's just the way it is. So they need to, you know, it'd be nice if they finally made a game where you buy the game, you play the game, and it's a game. It's a good game, and you don't get updates all the time. But it is what it is, so we'll pick back up in another lap or so with SMD Carrot and Kratos and Kadri leading the way away. And then we'll take a look at pit stops and all that and who's on what tires. All right, back up to the leaders. Safety cars coming in. We're on lap 10 of 26, about to start lap 11 of 26 here. Finally, the safety car is coming in. We'll see how SMD Carrot gets away. He's one of our new drivers here as a reserve. Kratos in that Red Bull isn't given any space, and he's just waiting. Yeah, you need to back off just a little bit. There we go. We are underway here as we get ready to restart the Grand Prix here. Lap 11 of 26 as they start the finish line. The timing line here. Good braking from everybody. The Haas of MDJ up in the third place. We've seen EQZ, he's lost a couple places in that Ferrari. Up down the inside goes LH Monty. SMD Carrot back to third place as Kratos takes over the lead of this race. The Ferrari of Michael getting past his teammate there on the hard tires, so maybe the soft tires is getting a little bit more traction out of the turns to start lap 11 here after the restart. We aren't going to see any DRS just yet, but the Alpine of CPI 0 trying to go around the outside. Cadrill now just dropping back as Young Lights and the inside-outside line. Can Cadrill hold on to it? Looks like SMDU Carrot has dropped back a couple places as well, as we see LH Monty getting up into fourth place. MDJ, though, that's where we want to talk about it. LH Monty and MDJ, those are our driver championships as we get a great shot through the castle section there of the AlphaTauri of Blade Strange making his way up there. Now we're almost too wide with the Alfa Romeo and the Aston Martin of Diaz getting through the castle section. Different braking zone. We've got the AlphaTauri on the outside. May have taken contact there at Blade Strange, but he's getting by. Now they are side by side again going into one of the final turns. Had to be pushed wide a little bit there, Blade Strange was, but is that going to help him set up for a nice good run in the slipstream out through turns 18 and 19 going into the final section? It doesn't look like it. Kratos has gotten passed by MDJ, it looks like, but he's coming right back at him. On the outside line, Kratos MDJ defending very, very well. You can't get a cutback there. But we'll see what happens, because in the next couple laps we will get some DRS action as well. But it looks like those two drivers are pulling away very, very nicely. MDJ showing a lot of pace, Kratos as well in that Red Bull into the slipstream. We'll see what happens. Dixie Recta has just left the session as well, so we'll keep an eye on that, as he's been a pretty strong driver, especially for the first two races of this season. So Toxic Blades as well, another driver that we'd like to see. Both Mercedes out, so we'll have to keep an eye on that, how the Mercedes progresses throughout the rest of the season. We do have some other good battles going on with LH Monty and Blade Strange. That's a good battle going on as LH Monty is just sitting in the back. Blade Strange defending very, very well, moving to the inside. But now we're up to the castle section. Don't even try to go too wide there. You would think not, but I've seen it done. Unfortunate if they even want to. We did have a caution in Sector 1. Not sure what happened. I think that's the Alpine of VDV, but that's fine. He's gotten back underway. If he left some contact or something carbon fiber on the ground, that's unfortunate. We don't want to see another move down to the inside of that turn either, so just trying to set it up. Kratos and MDJ, of course, and then LH Monty and Blade Strange. That's the best that we have on track right now. Diask, SMD, and Michael at the moment. That is a great battle as well. We're going to keep an eye on that one, as Michael does get by SMD, it looks like, out of turn 16 into turn 18 and 19. Looks like that was great in front of him, but up in front, we've got another battle going on. Blade Strange and Monty. Kratos into the pits. They are side by side, though, into turn 1, the Alfa Romeo and the AlphaTauri. Who's going to stick it out the best? Looks like Blade Strange's lost out to LH Monty there, but MDJ is now in free air, and everybody battling behind him has put out a 3-second gap in front of second and third place, but we still have good battles going on behind him, so we're going to keep an eye on those, and we'll see if these drivers can actually close that gap in, as it's going to allow MDJ to really move up a little bit. We do have Josh, too, getting past SMD Carrot there under DRS, I do believe. I'm not sure if they even have it yet, but behind him, in front of him, is his teammate Young Lights. So we'll see if they can work together to maybe reel in the other drivers in front. But we do have good battles going on now, it looks like, and everybody's funneled down, and we're getting some good racing going on. So we're going to keep an eye on this battle right here. Michael and Diaz, they're still fighting right in front of us, but we're not going to worry about that at the moment, as we see these drivers all funneling into the castle section, up the hill, and then around the hill, and then the left turn, and then let's get on those, get on that gas, get on that right pedal, and see how fast we can go. And it looks like Young Lights and Diaz And that's a move into a really dangerous section and then moving again into another section. So great overtake there from Young Lights. We know he's got pace. We've seen him qualify very, very high. Blade Strange and Michael, that's another battle that we've seen going on. And them two battling is just bringing in now Young Lights all up in them. So I think we're definitely going to start seeing some of this DRS taking shape here. We're going to see in just a second. Did that DRS open? Nope, not quite yet. Yep, there it is. The DRS is open. We've got Young Lights, Michael, Blade Strong, all of them battling together. Michael's going to have to let Blade Strength by. Young Lights is pulled up. Josh is pulled up, got his CPI 0 with the DRS open. All of them using hard tires. It looks like at the moment there's some medium runners in there, but now we've got the two McLarens up in the top double digits of point scores. Blade Strange back up in the second, trying to fend off Michael in that Ferrari, who does have DRS, down into turn 3, trying to use the outside. But no, I think he's just going to be pushed out a little bit wide. Not really, just a little bit of rubbing there, so nothing wrong with that. And then trying to do the inside move. Oh, a little bit of tap there. That was almost naughty. You can't really do that. And that's going to allow Young Lights and maybe even Josh to get by. CPI 0 just got past Josh, and Michael has now DNF, so he's going to be out of the race in that Ferrari, and more than likely that's going to bring out a virtual safety car at least. So very unfortunate for Michael there to be pushed into the barrier. No, but the yellow flags are gone. There's nothing else happening. We're riding on board with Dodoligo at the moment. LH Monty really putting down the paces here and putting himself away from everybody else. That's a very fantastic drive from him. He is our driver championship leader. If he could win 3 in a row here, that would be fantastic. Blade Strange, I will tell you though, as a new driver here, he is doing a phenomenal job. Absolutely keeping these guys at bay and showing his pace. Young Lights right behind him, though. We know Young Lights has pace in that McLaren. He's got his teammate behind him being split by CPI 0 at the moment. We know CPI 0's got great pace in that Alpine as well. So we're definitely going to see what happens here as we are going to ride on board. He's got that DRS open. He's using that DRS as much of it as he has moves to the outside. He should be fast already and shouldn't have to worry about that. Did Josh get a move on CPI 0? I don't think so, because he had DRS as well, which is going to make them both close the gap. There was a DRS detection zone there, a little bit wide there from Josh, as now he's going to open the DRS with Blade Strange. He's going to try to come right back. Nope, it's not going to work. In the slipstream to CPI 0, and Josh right behind him. So who's got the better, less drag to try to get down into turn 3? Looks like these 4 drivers right here are going to have a good battle. CPI Young Lights looks like he's actually pulling away just a little bit, trying to get a decent gap of this top 5. And then we've got 6 through 9, which they're starting to see gaps. MDJ in 9th place. He's all over the back of Kratos. He's got his teammate of AL 1926 right in front of him. So this is going to be interesting to watch as CPI 0, Blade Strange, Josh, Dodoligo. Young Lights, Blade Strange, CPI 0, and Josh 2 are all in a really good battle here. So we're just going to keep an eye on those 3 drivers. I think Young Lights might be pulling away just a little bit, so we'll keep an eye on CPI 0. Blade Strange is not going to get DRS coming out of turn 18 now. So we're going to see if CPI 0 and Josh follow suit, as long as they can get the braking points right. CPI 0 has a much better compound of tire. Still 10 laps to go here. He dives down the inside before one of the penultimate turns here, around 16, so he got that move done. Was that after the DRS detection zones or before? So that's going to be interesting. Now Blade Strange might have the DRS. We'll ride on board with Josh 2 now, as he's got a great run and going to be able to open the DRS. Now I can't see what's going on behind him. Josh 2's got the DRS. Blade Strange has the DRS. CPI 0 drops down to 5th. What's happening in front of him? Looks like those 2 drivers are doing just fine. Blade Strange and Josh 2. Now the McLaren's sitting in 2, 3, so 2 podium spots there. Blade Strange still all over the back. We're going to keep an eye on him as they hit the second DRS detection zone and try to make a move down into turn 3. We're going to see if that happens. CPI 0 again. He's got a great opportunity there as well. We did see MDJ put in the fastest lap there just a minute ago as he crossed the timing line. We'll see how well he can progress through the field. 10 laps to go here at the Azerbaijan Circuit Grand Prix here at the Baku City Circuit here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League. I'm Fabregas115 bringing this to you live. We're not really taking part in what's going on up front. LH Monty, our two-time race winner already in the past 2 races here in round 4, is leading the way. He's got a good gap. He looks like he's in Max Verstappen Red Bull mode, just pulling away from everybody at the moment. Young Lights and Josh, representative of the McLarens and what's going on right now in real F1 with Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris, really putting that McLaren through the paces, sitting 2 and 3 at the moment. Blade Strange sitting in 4th place. He's really showed quite a bit of pace this whole weekend so far when it came to qualifying and the sprint race. CPI 0 in that Alpine. No, that was Blade Strange who just kind of lost the rear end there a little bit. Now he's got his teammate Dodoligo right behind him. CPI 0 moves up to 4th place. So it's going to be interesting to see if those tires are not really starting to wear. Maybe he didn't pit. Maybe something happened. But no, he was in the slipstream. Now he's got DRS open. He's going to get back past CPI 0 for going into turn 1. And then I think CPI 0 will pick it up. How better are his tires, especially those medium tires? It does look like that rear end of Blade Strange is starting to fall off. Dodoligo into the pits, and it looks like VDV has lost the position as well. So not quite sure what's going on back there, because we're not going to take our eyes off this battle for the last spot. Possible position here on the rostrum, or a podium position between Blade Strange and CPI 0. That's been a great battle with him so far. Of course, Blade Strange on the hard tires, CPI 0 on the medium tires. So maybe a little bit quicker and better traction coming out of these turns. We just saw Death Knockout retired from the session. Hopefully that's a caution flag in Sector 1. Hopefully we don't see another safety car or virtual safety car. Hopefully they can get that done. SMD Carrot looks like he has left the session as well, so he's going to be AI for the rest of the race. Unfortunate to see that as well, because he was have good pace, especially as a reserve driver here. Very, very close to the wall was Blade Strange there in that AlphaTauri as CPI 0. MDJ has now caught up to them as well. So if he wants to mitigate any damage, MDJ needs to get the pace on and move up a couple more spots, as we see LH Monty just throwing down the gauntlet right now and pulling away. We have Josh and Young Lights together in those 2 McLarens. We're going to move up to them for just a second, see if there's any team orders or anything going on with those 2 drivers. I don't think there should be, but at the same time, they just want to make points for the Constructors' Championship. And both of them at this point being in double digits as far as Drivers' Championship. We see Josh move down to the inside. He's going to be given space. There's not much Young Lights can do about it except come back at him. But we do have MDJ. There he is, down the inside, moving up, taking up 2 spots, up to 4th place already with Blade Strange. CPI 0 Kratos got up to 5th position there, passing both of them. Young Lights back past Josh into turn 3. Josh holding around the outside in turn 3 as well. MDJ up 2 spots up to 4th place as he uses CPI 0 Blade Strange and takes the slipstream of Kratos and moves it into that 4th position. Kratos now in 5th. Blade Strange and CPI 0 fighting for now 6th and 7th place. That's going to be interesting. But AL, Dodoligo and Diaz, that's a good battle going on as well back there. So we definitely want to keep an eye on them throughout progressing through this race, as Diaz is staying in that slipstream and that gearbox of the AlphaTauri of Dodoligo. Young Lights and Josh 2 right now is the best battle going on. Those 2 McLarens, those 2 Papayas moving around the circuit in harmony, in unison. And I think they're just going to use each other to maybe try to catch up with LH Monty, but at this moment he's almost got 10-second gap ahead of everybody going into the last 8 laps of this race. So yeah, Young Lights and Josh, they just need to keep it together, work together, and see what they can do. As far as team orders are concerned, I'm not sure how they're going to play that, but we still have CPI 0 Blade Strange. Those 2 guys are battling back there with Kratos. MDJ has pulled out a little bit of a gap. Yeah, nope, not quite. But he is making time up on Young Lights and Josh. So we're definitely going to see how MDJ and can use his pace around here. He can pull away from Kratos and CBI 0. Blade Train, no, they've definitely made a gap. I think somebody came together back there because that's opened up quite a big gap. Kratos and MDJ, they're still fighting just in the background there as we watch Young Lights and Josh come around turn 2 into turn 3. I think Young Lights is going to get the DRS. Is he going to try to make a move on his teammate? Josh defending to the inside, pulls back out of the outside, trying to make the brakes work for us. Just keep with each other and see if they can pull a gap out and don't have to worry. But MDJ, he's got great pace and pulling Kratos along as well for that top spot there. Double point position. Looks like Blade Strange, AL, Dodoligo, Diask, and all of them have kind of backed off just a little bit. Not sure how that happened, but there must have been some contact somewhere in there. Yeah, as we see CPI 0 all the way back down to 11th now. So, oh, and Young Lights using as much of the track as he can, scraping the back wall. MDJ already moved up to 4th place and is now within half a second of those two McLarens. So, Kratos being pulled along as well. So, we've got a fight on for the last 7 laps here around the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at the Baku City Circuit here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League. Wow, looks like Josh is pulling out a little bit of a gap. Young Lights trying to stick with him. Maybe lost a little bit of pace on those medium tires. Maybe they're starting to burn out a little bit. But I'll tell you what, MDJ is going to have a run here in just a second. He's going to have that DRS. I think Young Lights will as well. But watch out for Kratos in that background. Is he going to be able to open that wing as well? Looks like all of them just did. And is Josh going to be able to defend on this? No. Looks like Young Lights coming into the pits. He's going to take those medium tires off. Where's the gap? Where's he going to come out? We're going to get off him for just a second. We're definitely going to keep an eye on this Haas of MDJ. That gap to LH Monty in front of him, that's a long ways away. But MDJ, and we'd have Blade Strange who just DNF'd. Not sure where that was. That looked like it was coming out of turn 1920. So that may actually cause a 4-course caution. Looks like, not quite sure. We'll see what happens. But yeah, MDJ has now gotten past Josh as well. He is flying in that Haas on those hard compound tires. But that's a big gap he's got to make up to Monty, because Monty was pulling away and MDJ was catching up to the drivers behind. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these drivers carry on. Young Lights on now a fresh set of tires. He's just got past AI for 6th place at the moment. We're going to see if he can actually move up back through the field. If he can even challenge for 4th place, that'd be great. I can see him definitely catching up for 5th place. But yeah, being able to catch up, within 6 laps, putting in another 14, 15 seconds catching up, that would be very, very interesting. We do see that MDJ is moving. He has closed that gap to less than 10 seconds. But it's going to be interesting to see if over the next 5, 6 laps, if he can actually close that gap of 9 seconds down to 1 or 2 seconds. As we still have Kratos right behind Josh too. Kratos has had a great race so far. That Red Bull is definitely being put through its paces. He's going to open that DRS, and we're going to see if he can actually finally get a good run on that McLaren going into turn 1. If he can catch up just a little bit, looks like he turned his DRS off. Just a minute, let's get into turn 1, and let's set us up from turn 2, and if that DRS is going to work properly. That McLaren just looks really, really fast in a straight line. Don't know what Josh has it set up at, but open that DRS, and he is right in the slipstream. But no, he didn't get a good run. Josh had a better exit out of turn 2. So getting into turn 3 is going to be really, really difficult for him to even make a move there. So we do have Young Lights and Dodoligo. That's another battle we need to be watching out for. It's about the same distance back. So getting into the pass. Oh, no, he does. He actually does go for it. On those soft compound tires, he's going to have a great break. We're really, really moving that car on the outside there. So up in the double-digit point position. That's fantastic as Josh is still holding off Kratos here. And yeah, MDJ just trying to pick away at that 10-second, 9-second now interval to LH Monty. Those are our race winners. Those are our Drivers' Championship leaders at the moment. LH Monty, what a phenomenal race for him. I mean, he just put himself in first place. We had a lot of safety cars, a lot of virtual safety cars at the start. Well, I mean, for the last 10 laps, we've had nothing but good racing. And yeah, LH Monty just said, you know what, I've got free air, I've got clean air in front of me. Got past everybody and said, let's put the hammer down and make this my race, mine to lose. And he really doesn't have any anything to lose. As even if he crashed out, he'd probably still be in great position. I mean, he would lose to MDJ as far as the Drivers' Championship is concerned at the moment, and the Alfa Romeo wouldn't be as good as far as the Constructors, but at the same time, he knows he's got pace, and he's ready to go. So Kratos, though, we're going to see him open that DRS. He's already passed, it does look like, with the DRS. So Josh is going to fall into the slipstream and hopefully, you know, try to stay as close as he can on those hard compound tires. And we'll see what he can do when it comes up to the next DRS zone. We're right on board with him again. Who got the better exit? I mean, I'm not quite sure. It looks like, no, he does have a little bit of pace with that DRS open. He's going to have to go to the outside. Great defending from Kratos there as they do break. A little bit wide there. I think he's going to have to live and fight another day. Josh is. If he wants to hit the pass. The Ask and CPI 0, that's another, an AI, that's an AL, I'm sorry, 9226 in that Red Bull. That's another battle we want to keep an eye on at the back. But right now, this is the closest battle we have. MDJ has brought it in under 9 seconds. So as far as pace is concerned, MDJ does have it. I'm just not sure if he just left it a little bit too late. CPI 0 and AL. CPI 0 gets up into 7th place. AL is not going to let that go, but them two battling is going to allow Diaz to get into the fight just a little bit. And of course, MDJ now almost under 8 seconds. Does he have enough laps behind him to be able to really put some pressure on LH Monty here at the end of the race? I'm not quite sure that he does. Younglight's still closing that gap too. He's less than 8 seconds to his teammate in front. So, I mean, even 2 double-digit scores for the McLaren. That's going to be fantastic for those two. As we're still right on board with Josh here. If he gets a good run out of, you know, the final turns here and gets to open that DRS, 7/10 with this track and that long straight, that might be close enough to at least put some pressure on. If he can get him within 3 or 4 tenths into turn 1, it might be worth considering as you go into turn 3 if that DRS will work out. But no, not quite. Looks like Kratos is definitely in control of that Red Bull. As you see the rear end kick back around. He's harvesting. He's not even burning ERS, and he's pulling away with the McLaren under DRS. So I'm pretty sure he's got that wing, rear wing set at pretty much as low as possible to be able to maintain, you know, just a little bit of traction around these circuits. Same thing with MDJ though. He's now within 8 seconds, but we want to keep an eye on that interval as it closes down. We're going to back off just a little bit and look at Diaz and AL 9226 as that Aston Martin does have the DRS open going into turn 3. Just a little bit too far back to really make that one work. But that's okay because they might see something coming up shortly here in the next couple laps and we might get a photo finish. Josh still in that gap within 1 second. Really tough for him to keep up with Kratos though. I think he's definitely losing out a little bit. Those tires are just screaming at him a little bit. We do see Younglights though on those fresh soft tires. He's been closing that gap. He's up to 6 seconds now. But we also see MDJ and that Haas. He's right at 7.5 seconds. And only 3 laps to go here at the Azerbaijan Circuit Grand Prix here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold at the Baku City Circuit, for round 4 of Season 1. So, yeah, I think most of the gaps have been done. Diask and AL, there's probably the best fight going on at the moment. Is that soft versus hards? It sure is. AL on the soft tires. A little bit of tap there. It looked like maybe there was no contact. I don't know. But Diask is definitely putting this Aston Martin through the paces all over the gearbox of that Red Bull, who we thought on the soft tires would be able to pull away, especially in sector 2, but was not. So Diaz had to let off just a little bit there, but he's still all over the back, and he's going to get past before the DRS zone. He's going to get the DRS as well. So that's going to be an interesting overtake. No, looks like AL got the DRS, moved to the inside, maybe tapped the wall just a little bit, but he's going to get past, and he's on those soft compound tires. So we'll see what happens in Sector 1. Kratos, 5 seconds, 7 seconds, MDJ to LH Monty. That's still a close gap, but it looks like Josh has fallen back a little bit. Young Lights has pulled in within 5 seconds, but again, 2.5 laps to go here at the Baku City Circuit for Elite Aspect F1 Season 1, Round 4 here at Baku. So Yeah, not quite sure. A little bit wide there for Young Lights. Just missed his braking point. Came a little bit late. Maybe trying to push a little bit too hard on those soft compound tires. Those soft tires might not be biting in as well as they were for the first 4 or 5 laps that he had them on. But no, Diaz and Al, they are still battling it out. That has brought Kadri up into this fight as well. So those two drivers fighting for the last few points, single-digit points, has maybe given Kadri a little bit of a sniff at moving up the grid order just a little bit as we see that back end of AL move just a little bit. Diaz does have a penalty, so we'll see how that plays out in the long run. I'm not sure what kind of penalty it is. It might be 3 second, might be 5 second. I mean, as far as I know, it could be 10 second or 15 second. But no, we'll definitely keep an eye on that as we go forward. But right now, we want to keep an eye on Kadri and AL 9226. AL, unfortunate what happened in qualifying for him, but it looks like that Ferrari has already gotten by. Tapped the wall just a little bit. That's going to allow AL, especially with DRS, I think, to have a strong run into turn 1. I think that's going to allow him to definitely get by Kadri here. As Diaz is pulling away in front of them as those two are battling. We do have Josh 2 seconds. Young Lights has brought it down to 3 seconds into his teammate in front of him. And MDJ has brought it down to 6 seconds. But you've really only got 1.5, 2 laps as we still ride on board with Kadri here as he was trying to use his DRS to get down to the inside into turn 3 here. Looks like he does have his nose in front, but those soft tires of that Red Bull racing car just looks like they're going to be able to hold on, but no, they are not. So Kadri did get by there, so AL is going to have to live and fight another day and see if he can get by to gain one more point here at the Azerbaijan Circuit Grand Prix. Young Lights has closed that gap. He's less than 2 seconds behind his teammate now with 2 laps to go. Really only 1 lap to go. Difficult braking zone there for Kadri. I think he's going to allow AL to catch up just a little bit through the castle section on the soft tires, but no, that rear end of that Red Bull is just starting to fall off. CPI 0 in 7th place is definitely gaining on Dota Ligo. So we'll see if he can get a couple points out of this race on those soft compound tires. Maybe his are a little bit fresher. He saved them a little bit. He saved DRS. That is definitely possible. If he can get into the slipstream and maybe gain a few tenths here, then he's going to have DRS going into turn 3. That is a possibility. So we'll see how that works out for him. And now we have a caution in Sector 3. Looks like that's already gone away. Don't see an issue there. It's a Red Bull, it looks like. So AL's rear end finally failed him. It does look like, but that's just going to be a caution. Young Lights and Josh, I mean, that's a battle that we want to keep an eye on. Looks like Young Lights is within 1 second, or going to be by the end of this lap. And then is it going to be a drag race between them going into, the start-finish, into who's going to win between them. So soft to hard compound tires. Looks like Young Lights has the advantage, especially through Sector 2 here, up through the castle section. And we're going to see what happens. But, I mean, there is one thing that we need to do, is go back up and look at LH Monty, who is rounding the final turns here. He's definitely looks like he's going to win this race, bar any issues coming through the final turns. So, fantastic drive from him. MDJ closed that gap to less than 5 seconds. So, fantastic drive from him as well. Kratos looks like he's going to finish on a podium. He fended off all other challengers and got that Red Bull in sync now. But what we really want to watch out for here is the drag race to the end. Who got better traction out of the final turn? And is it going to be a drag race? It looks like it is going to be. And it looks like Young Lights, no penalties, is finally going to finish on the podium here. Taking 3rd spot. 4th spot. He's not going to finish on the podium. Josh in 5th. He finished above his teammate Young Lights did. And then we're going to have a lot of drivers behind. We'll see what happens, though, because CPI 0, that's going to be a drag race towards the end. I don't know whether that's going to work out in his favor. We do have Diaz, though, who is 3 seconds ahead of Kadri in the Ferrari in 9th place. As Diaz is about to cross the line, I'm not sure what type of penalty he has. He's got a 3-second penalty, so this is going to be close. This is really going to be really close. And then if he can finish ahead of, he does. So he finishes where he finished. He did not lose a place to penalties, so fantastic drive from Diaz as well to finish out this race and finish in 8th place. Driver of the day does go to Diaz, so that's why we were on board with him. We thought that was going to be the case. So fantastic race from him, moving up so many spots and finishing in the top 10 and getting, a handful of points at least. LH Monty, classic show, put it on there. Once he got in the lead, no looking back. So 3-time race winner, 3 in a row here for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League. So fantastic drive from LH Monty. And then, MDJ just shows his pace. He's won a race. He's been up there since. Just needs to close that gap to LH Monty a little bit, nip a couple of mistakes out of the way, and then he'll definitely be right up there. So LH Monty in first with 25 points. MDJ in second with 18 points. So Monty wins pretty much the best he could. Kratos pulling out something out of nothing, especially from his sprint race, the way he went. Young Light's getting points in the sprint race and the feature race. That's excellent for him. And then Josh pulling his weight for that McLaren team as well. So they are still right on the heels of Alfa Romeo when it comes to the the Constructors Championship. 2 AlphaTauris, Dodoligo and Blade Strange. Thank you, Blade Strange, for putting in a couple points there. As far as for AlphaTauri, as far as the sprint race was concerned. That's going to do it for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League around the Baku City circuit for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix for round 4 of season 1 here. And that was a fantastic race. We had some issues in the sprint race and qualifying in the start of the race, and then a few issues going into the sprint race and safety car. But after we got it all sorted and started the real feature race, once you had a couple virtual safety cars and a safety car at the beginning, and then everything panned out, and we had some good racing on track, good thing to watch, and we saw the pace of some of these drivers, especially the guys at the front. So absolutely excellent from all of them, and that's going to do it. I'm Fabregas115. I'm signing off for Elite Aspect F1 Gold League. That was round 4 of season 1 for Elite Aspect Gold League around Azerbaijan.